Yo! What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from Team Zamerix when you're happy Thursday! Guys, in today's video, I'm gonna do something very special. I have the perfect recipe for the best budget deck list when it comes to utilizing 3 god decks. Alright guys, literally, you grab 3 of these and you have the perfect combination, alright? And in my opinion, I think all you need is 2 Slifer structure decks and you need 1 Obelisk the Tormentor structure deck. That's it. This structure deck is a little bit different. I don't think making a separate Slifer and making a separate Obelisk decks would do any good. I think that these decks are meant to be combined. Like literally, if you buy 2 of these and 1 of these, like kabow, like pow. And you guys are asking me what tier this deck is. It's God fun, all right? Playing these is super duper fun. I can't even lie. I have a duel video coming up that you guys are about to see and you guys are gonna love it. If you guys wanna see a full power competitive deck with the chicken right here, if you guys wanna see all the gods together, I actually have a competitive god tier, literally god tier deck list for you guys to check out. Smash the thumbs up button if you guys are interested in that. I won't waste any more time. Without further ado, let's start with the brand new $30 budget Egyptian god deck. All right guys, let's have some fun. Let's do it. Alright guys, welcome to Deck Profile. Without further ado, let's begin. Start off with the monster real quick, and I'll play of course 3 copies of the Egyptian gods, double copies of Slifer, and 1 copy of Obelisk the Tormentor. Since you only have a budget of $30, you want to maximize yourself on actually seeing these god cards in your hand as quickly as possible. The only downside about the brand new Slifer and Obelisk the Tormentor support is that they actually don't specifically have search cards like Winged Dragon Ra. Winged Dragon Ra has Ancient Chant, which is absolutely insane. Seeing the god cards are obviously really important, so that way that you can get access to them as quickly as possible. So 2 Slifers and Obelisk. Personally, I think Slifer is a little bit better than Obelisk. Obelisk has a really immense wipeout power where you can just destroy all monsters your opponent controls, whereas Slifer, I feel like is more beneficial in today's format, where a lot of cards, if they reduce their attack to 0, they automatically just die. So Slifer is just really good against those decks that have really low attack stats. When they summon something, it just automatically dies. So it's a really good floodgate monster. And with this deck right here, I built it so that way that you can try to maximize yourself on actually seeing cards in your hand as much as possible, which I'll further go through once I progress to the deck profile. But these are all the god cards that you must be playing in the deck. You have a budget $30, you want to maximize yourself on actually playing all 3 of the god cards right here. Next, for your tribute fodders, of course, don't play triple copies of Raw Disciples. Card's amazing. When this card is summoned, you basically get a special summon 2 other Raw Disciples directly from the deck, and you can easily tribute summon the Raw Disciples for 1 of your god cards, which is absolutely amazing. So maximizing yourself and actually seeing this card in your opening hand is just insane. Same thing with Reactor Slime, really similar on how Raw Disciple works. This card is summoned, you can special summon 2 Reactor Slime tokens, which is actually amazing, which is a total of 3 tribute fodder for your Slifer or Obelisk Tormentor, which is absolutely insane. So double copies of Reactor Slime, and you can also tribute this card during the battle phase to set a Metal Reflect Slime directly from your deck, and you can also activate it in the exact same turn, which is actually really, really good. So double copies of Reactor Slime, absolutely amazing. Next, I'm playing 1 copy of Millennium Seeker. This card's like kind of like a mini hand trap. When you take damage, you can special summon this card to your side of the field for absolutely free. And a secondary effect is actually pretty cool because you can use this effect to target a monster opponent's graveyard. Let's say you target the Shurag in your opponent's graveyard when you're playing against Tri-Brigade. Shurag has a 3000 attack stat. So what happens is that you activate the Millennium Seeker's effect, target the Shurag, the Tri-Brigade Link 4 monster. Okay, your opponent has to reveal a monster with 3000 or more attack. If they don't, you basically get a special summon Shurag to your side of the field, which is actually really good. So the goal for Millennium Seeker is that you want to try to select a monster in your opponent's graveyard with the highest attack, so that way that you can guarantee the special summoning from your opponent's grave, which is actually pretty cool. So only 1 copy of Millennium Seeker. I don't think it's that great. I feel like it's still, you know, pretty okay for a fun casual deck like the god decks, but I felt like maximize yourself and actually play more copies of this wouldn't be as great in my personal opinion. So only 1 copy of Seeker, really great utility card, especially monsters from your opponent's graveyard. Remember, the goal for this card is so that you can target a monster with high attack in your opponent's grave. You want to go for the highest attack card, so that way that you can always guarantee your summons, right? So Millennium Seeker is pretty nice. Next off, guys, your deck I'm gonna be honest, it's a pretty slow deck. It's not a combo heavy deck where you just summon like 5-10 negates. Your goal for this deck is try to sit on Slifer as much as possible. Slifer with a bunch of cards in hand, interrupting your opponent with Slifer, destroying cards on the field. Slifer will take care of everything. So for your goal for this deck is to try to maximize yourself on actually summoning as many monsters as much as possible, so that way that you have enough tribute fodder for your Slifer the Sky Dragon and also Obelisk the Tormentor. Scapegoat is really awesome, special summon basically 4 Scapegoat token, which is absolutely insane, and you can also tribute them as well. So Scapegoat is pretty nice and also protects you from dying, which is really good. This is from the Obelisk structure deck. Of course, you're playing the Super Nimble Mega Hamster, 1 copy of this card, and you're playing 3 copies of Nimble Momonga right here. Oh my goodness, haven't seen this card in a deck in a very long time. Like I said, this deck is a very slow deck. When one dies, you basically can special summon up to 2 more, which is really good. When 1 dies, you can easily just swarm the board with Nimble Momonga, which is absolutely amazing. Nimble Mega Hamster brings out Nimble Momonga, and if this card dies, you can special summon 2 more Nimble Momonga directly from the deck, which is actually pretty good, right? So you're trying to stall as much as possible, trying to get out as much monster on the board as quickly as possible, so that way that you can actually tribute summon for Slifer and Obelisk the Tormentor. Next off, for the new cards, playing double Tellus, the little angel. So since you have access to 2 structure decks of the Slifer, you can play 2 copies of this. And same thing with Angel 01. This card's amazing. You can reveal one of the god cards, special summon it, and this card essentially double summon while it's on the field, which is really good. When it dies, you can special summon a Tellus token, and then you can banish this card while you control the Tellus token to special summon 2 more tokens, which is really good. So you gotta banish this card and also 1 spell card from your hand, which is actually pretty amazing. So in general, just more utility cards to help you get access to your gods, right? Which is really good. Next off, of course, the best spell card in your deck, triple copies of Soul Crossing. This card is absolutely insane. So the reason why this deck is pretty decent when it comes to playing on your opponent's turn is that Soul Crossing lets you Monarch Stormforth your opponent's monsters. Yes, this deck sometimes doesn't get access to Slifer on the very first turn, but that doesn't mean that you can't get access to Slifer on your opponent's turn. What happens is that, let's say you open up with Soul Crossing, Raw Disciples, and Slifer, and no way to your card advance or your double summon, you can easily just Soul Crossing on your opponent's turn and just tribute their monsters for Slifer the Sky Dragon, which is really good. Or if they don't have a monster, you can actually just activate Soul Crossing, tribute your own Raw Disciples to normal summon Slifer the Sky Dragon during your opponent's turn, which is actually really good. So usually when I don't have that play, I would try to set up Soul Crossing on my opponent's turn, so that way that I can at least get a god card out on their turn, which is pretty good. And the really good thing about Soul Crossing is that you can tribute your opponent's monsters. So you can tribute 3 monsters if you really want to. If your opponent has 3 monsters, you can easily just wipe out their entire board and then just summon the Slifer the Sky Dragon, which is absolutely insane, right? Soul Crossing is very nice, really good for the god card support. The only thing that Slifer and Obelisk is missing is just search cards, like generic search cards to add them from your deck to your hand. That's what the deck is missing. Like, it needs an Ancient Chant, man, trust me. And next off, of course, double Thunder Force attack. This card is basically a Regeki, which is really amazing. Since your deck focuses on Slifer, you want to try your best to try to activate Thunder Force attack as quickly as possible, wiping your opponent's board, and its effect cannot be negated, which is really amazing. Also, if this is activated during your main phase, you can draw cards equal to the amount of cards that you destroyed with this card's effect, which is insane. So if you destroyed 4 monsters with Thunder Force attack, you're basically drawing 4 cards, which is absolutely ridiculous. So really good way to just clear your opponent's board. Next off, double copies of Supply Squad. Getting more cards to your hand is very important for Slifer the Sky Dragon. Also, almost all your monsters can easily be destroyed by battle, right? So Supply Squad becomes super duper clutch whenever those monsters get destroyed during the battle phase, which is absolutely amazing. Next off, of course, the 2-card combo, the God combo right here. Double copies of Card Events and double copies of True Name. These cards are the broken 2-card combo in the deck. If you open up with these 2 cards, you're basically just going to win the duel. Guaranteed Slifer or Guaranteed Obelisk. This card right here lets you look at the top 5 cards in your deck and just rearrange any order, combining off a True Name. Call the top card of your deck right, you add it to your hand, then you can either special summon Slifer or Obelisk or add them to your hand, which is absolutely amazing, right? I felt like this card would have been better if it wasn't so hard to resolve. Like, I feel like Konami was just so scared to just make the God cards good for some reason, man, but the True Name could have been so much better. And honestly, Konami, you're watching this video, please release some more Slifer and Obelisk support that actually, searches them out, you know what I mean? So we need to search out the other god cards other than Raw, in my opinion, right? So anyways, broken 2-card combo. Last but not least, of course, the 1 Monster Reborn. This card's also the god card as well. For your traps, of course, this card's insane, which is why I decided to actually combine the Obelisk decks. Ultimate Divine Beast, this card is amazing. You can discard a spell or trap card, revive back a god card from your grave, and then redirect your opponent's attack target to that card. Most of the time you want to try to redirect your opponent's attack to Obelisk or Tormentor because it's a 4k defense, which is really good. And during the end phase, if you control a Divine Beast monster, you can destroy all face-up card your opponent controls that activate their effects on the field this turn, which is really good. So this card's amazing. This card is going to be one of the cards that doesn't allow you to just die easily, right? So Ultimate Divine Beast is really nice. Getting access to just constantly bring back Obelisk your side of the field is just really, really good, in my opinion, right? So this card's great. Next off, to see more cards in your hand, double copies of Reckless Greed. This card's obviously insane. Draws 2 cards, gives life for 2,000 more attack. Double copies of Backs to the Front. Really great card to just revive back your gods from your graveyard, so that way that you can trigger cards off like Thunder Force attack, which is really good. Next off, of course, you know, like you're Yugi, so you gotta play double copies of Mirror Force. You know what I mean? This card is absolutely amazing. Just wipes out your opponent's entire board. And last but not least, you'll play, of course, double copies of Metal Reflect Slime. Really great, 3k defense, you know, provides you enough defense so that way you can get access to your gods. And that's pretty much it, guys, for the God deck profile. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, guys, in my opinion, the best way to build a budget competitive God deck using these 3 structure decks right here would be getting 2 Slifer and 1 Obelisk. I think this is like the perfect combination to actually play something that's super duper fun. I recommend playing this with your friends. Sealed format of this deck is so fun. Like, literally, you can build your own God decks to face your opponent's God deck. Oh my god, it is super duper fun, guys. I can't wait to showcase you guys some duel videos with these decks right here. I believe it's like the best sealed only duels that you can just play with when it comes to just enjoying Yu-Gi-Oh in general, man. Like, these decks are super cool, super iconic, super nostalgic. To see these cards back in action just makes me so happy. You know, I'm like, my childhood is light up again, right? Which is insane. Remember, guys, you can build these budget decks however you like. It's all up to personal preference on what you guys want to play, but it's just my recommendation on what I think is best when it comes to just having the most fun, and also at the same time having to successfully summon the gods is by, of course, using these 2 decks and the 1 Obelisk. That's just my recommendation. If you guys want to go ahead and build 3 Obelisks, go ahead. If you guys want to build 3 Slifer, go ahead. It's all up to personal preference. All right, guys? Thank you guys so much for watching. Smash the thumbs up button if you guys haven't already. And this is your boy Sam from Team Star Sam signing out. All right, guys. Peace.